Hi guys! So today's video is going to be a little story time of when I took my first driver's test and I failed it. So first off, I'm probably going to be like a little bit low energy today because I had to wake up really early to go to a doctor's appointment because that's all they had was like 7:30 in the morning, so I had to get up at 6. And like usually for classes I have to wake up a lot earlier than that, but since it's winter break I haven't had to get up that early in a while now, so I'm just like feeling it very much today. And I got my flu shot, so my arm is sore and I'm just like, I'm tired and my energy is low, so but this will be a good video to do because it's just like a little story time, so that should be fun. Okay, so this was when I was 18 and it was the summer that I just graduated high school. So this would have been summer of 2016. I believe that my first driver's test was at the end of June. And yeah, it would have been the end of June. So I was extremely nervous. At the time, I was very scared driving, and I had finished driver's ed in the beginning of February. It started over Thanksgiving break, and then it ended on February 1st. And that helped me so much because I loved driver's ed. My driver's ed teacher was awesome, and our driving hours were so much fun, and it helped me a lot, but I was still nervous to drive without my driving instructor. Even with my parents, I did not like driving with anyone except for my driving instructor. And so like when I had to do like driving hours myself with just my dad, I hated it. It gave me so much anxiety. It just always went like really badly. So I was just like not looking forward to it. And I was so nervous. Like I don't think I've been that nervous for like something in so long. Like I can't even like think of something else that made me as nervous as my driving test did. It was the day of, my dad was gonna take me, and there were like a bunch of papers that we had to bring or something to like sign, and like photo IDs and birth certificate and social security number that we had to bring to the DMV. And already the DMV is never a fun experience just because there's always so many people there, and our DMV is really small, so like the waiting space is very cramped and uncomfortable, and the DMV workers were really nice. They were doing the best they could. It was just the fact that there were so many people, and that made me really uncomfortable, and it was just like anxiety having to wait and stuff. And the DMV is right down the street from my house. It's about 30 seconds away from my house. So we drove there. I don't remember how early they asked us to get there, probably like a half an hour early. And so we got there. We got there earlier than the time that we needed to be there, and we went up and we gave the person something and she said that we needed something else, and we didn't have that with us, so we had to run home, get that, and try and make it back in time. Thankfully, because we live so close and we were there early, we were able to make it back. But honestly, I think that we also forgot something another time, and we had to like run back home a second time and get it and then come back. And I was honestly hoping that I would be late and that I wouldn't have to do it, but that didn't happen. So they came and got me, went out to the car, and we drove, and everything was fine because we were in the area. Then we're going downtown, and I didn't really like driving downtown just because it was so crowded, plus I didn't really go downtown much anyway, so I didn't really like know the streets very well, and I was really comfortable driving in places that I knew, of course, but like driving in the city down streets that I don't normally go down anyway, like even as a passenger, it was making me very nervous. And we came to this roundabout, but the roundabout had like an added challenge, which I'll explain in a minute. And this part wasn't a very crowded area, but it's just the way that the rules of the roundabout work that make it so difficult. So imagine a roundabout, but there's a second lane around it, and that's the one that you have to be in when you're turning out, and that's also the one that people enter into. And there are a lot of like side streets that people stop and like come in through, like 5 or 6. And so at one point the roundabout went to, so like here's the inside lane right here, here's the outside lane, and this lane can go either left or, well, there's 2 lefts, and then there's also a 3rd lane which goes right. And so I had to get out of the roundabout and go all the way across 2 lanes to get into the right. And I got into the right, and we're going like this, and we have to take a right onto a street that kind of goes diagonal. And then on my right there are cars parked here and then a building. And so I have to take a right and go diagonal. And so I was like super nervous, right? So for some reason I forgot, or like I just wasn't thinking, like I didn't like forget, but like I was just so nervous that for some reason, instead of just pushing the blinker on the left up to turn right, I hit the stick on the right down as if that was the right blinker, which it's not on any car ever. And so I hit it, and the wipers start going and it starts spraying, and I was like, oh my gosh, what did I do? And instead of just leaving it and turning, I went out way too far, and I like turned into the lane of traffic going the other way and then swerved back into the correct lane. There was no car around at all, so like it wasn't that big of a deal, and honestly like I didn't go that far over the line, so I probably would have been fine even if there was a car there, but because of that it was an automatic fail. So that's what happened there. So yeah, we got back to the DMV and he said that I failed because of that. And so yeah, I was disappointed, but I also like, because I wasn't very comfortable with driving, I didn't really like care that much, because I didn't like necessarily think that I should have passed, you know? Like I just like, I didn't really feel good about my drive. I mean, like I knew that I was a good driver. Like it was like just like a dumb mistake, you know? Like I knew that I was a good driver, but like I wasn't one of those people who like was dying to get their license and who was like super comfortable driving. So I didn't really care that I failed it the first time. But yeah, then I came back a week later, and it was July 5th actually. It was July 5th, and I actually got my license for real. And we went we went the same way, I think. We went the same way. I did everything right, and yeah, so I think that's about it. So yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any interesting driving stories or driving test stories that you would like to share. And yeah, let me know if you have any other video ideas. And thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And I love you so much. Bye!